It's a lovely day, and I'll say welcome to this wonderful edition. It is a thought-provoking edition for all of us, and I say so because the issue on the table affects every one of us. Maslow hierarchy of need, if you look right down, you'll see it's on the baseline, yes. It's at the same level with shelter and food, and I already gave it out. It is clothing. Now, for all of us, for whatever we do on daily basis, be it going to the office, going for one way or the other, or even going to worship centers, church, mosque, whatever it is, or just lying down, resting at home, or being in a conversation like we are, we all dress up. It is something everybody partake. But the thing now is, what do we wear? Where do we wear it to? And how do we wear it? Are we following the dress code of the ancient times, or have we devised another, dress code for ourselves? It speaks a lot about ourselves. Do we understand that what we wear actually, hovers and tells a lot on our personality? Do we portray or express what we desire people to see us in our dressing? I'm proudly Benue today because a lot of people tell me that my friends are mostly Benue. I don't know how I got around gathering all the Benue people, but then it doesn't matter. What I tell myself is what I'm wearing, it has a lot of good demeanor. I'm quite modest. And I know why I choose my clothes, but that's fine. I enjoy it. I don't know, what informs your daily dressing? How do you pick your clothes on daily basis?
What I do is when I wake up before waking up in the morning, a night before, I tend to pick up what I'm going to wear depending on my appointments and where I'm going to. But basically, comfort.
Comfort, okay. That's cool. What about you?
Well, my name is Deva. I'm at your mom. It's good to be here this morning. And my decision of what to wear on a particular day is based on where I am going, utility, what I will be doing when I get there, and of course also comfort. And I no longer have, the patience or the time to make myself unduly uncomfortable just to look pretty. So comfort matters a lot for me at this point in my life.
True. Yes.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Actually, comfort is always because I don't like tight clothes. Yeah. I want to be free, and I always want to look modest and, fit in whatever occasion
It's important.
This thing she just said yesterday. What happened yesterday was that we were going for an event. My friend lost her dad, and my dress, I started running temperature. It's bad.
Just for clothes.
It was tight. So I was running a temperature and I was having a headache. Do you know what I did? I just drove. And they had to loosen. I don't know how these people do this, and they do it every day, and they do tight clothes.
Corsets.
But for me, my God, it's a no-no. I was running I was having a headache.
No, it's true. Yeah, it's true. I remember once I came to work with there was something that was trending at the point. They called body magic.
Yeah.
My mom bought it for me. And I wore body magic. In the mirror, I looked myself, I was facing God directly. But that wasn't
Well, what of in the car?
I sat there in the car. I started having cramps.
Yes. I learned that one break centered because of tight clothes.
And they call it cinch. Then they start to, when they do the dress, the shit cinch.
So there was
when I got to the office, the first thing I did was before getting to the office, I went to the toilet.
Yes.
And I slack everything.
Yeah, yes.
And when I removed it, I was like,
you have to have that deep breath.
Comfort.
So there was a dress my tailor made for me. Beautiful dress. It was in ivory. No, silver. It was silver colored. Ejira, I'm very sorry, but I wore that dress only once. Now, beautiful dress. Nice lace, everything. I had it for, I picked 3 different laces, just made dresses and kept. Yeah. So that the day somebody says, oh, come for my wedding and the dress code is blah, 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 at least I should have something that can. So I had the silver dress, I wore it, I went for the wedding, I had to remain standing. So Yes. So I.
Oh yes.
It wasn't as cinched as what you see online, no.
Yes.
But it was cinched at all.
Yes. So you couldn't.
So first of all, I had organized with the guy who drives me to come. He didn't come on time, so I had to drive myself.
You drive one hand.
No, he will never understand why I was as angry with him as I was when I eventually saw him, because I had to drive like this.
Serious?
You know, like, when it was time to get out of the car, I was doing this. And when I eventually entered the church, I remained standing. They will never understand
What
why.
happened? Yes.
When they don't finish for church, I come and go to the reception. Entering the car was the same thing, and then I drove like this to the place.
Serious,
No,
you
that's
must be
it.
praying.
Getting out of the
Everything
car.
should get.
I was like,
it's too much work.
I left. I couldn't enter
I
the
know.
reception venue because I couldn't get out of the car the second time. So I managed to drive myself home. And then when I
all your body will be aching.
so about 3-4 days later, when I decided to go give them the gift in the house, the lady was so upset. Oh, I didn't see you at the reception. You didn't bother to come. Yeah, I was like, you
don't understand
You
it.
don't want to know.
What
so just
happened?
let me be. You know, and
Dressing.
no,
I completely
so
understand.
Comfort.
I mean,
comfort.
when
Comfort is very
I had the
important.
car AC on, but I was sweating all through.
Yeah.
But the minutes I removed that thing, I gained myself.
Yes.
And when I came out, I was looking at a lot of people on the road, the men especially, and they didn't have
stomach and
anything
all
to
that.
tie their stomach.
Not
And it
at
wasn't like their stomach was
As
you know,
slim or
you know,
something.
their stomach
People don't mind.
They were big. As I asked myself, why do I need to imprison myself? Because
I've
of
never
clothes?
heard a woman, I mean like teenagers, no, that I'm talking of woman we don't grow, we know herself. I said, I'm not going to date that guy because he doesn't have a six-pack. You will be bored and this tall. If the woman likes you, she's going to date you.
Exactly.
So men don't know that
They
they
don't have
don't stress
problem.
themselves. Do you see men's fashion changing up and down all over
No,
the
no,
place?
no. You see
The highest is just the
But you see,
embroidery.
the mistake we women make, what are you dressing for? Because most of the time we tend to dress for the other person, forgetting that we have to dress for us. What is comfortable in you, what you're wearing that suits you. People say, oh, lately you've been wearing kimonos like what I'm wearing. My dear, the comfort is super.
It's very good, very
And I won't lie to you,
And it's fancy too.
menopause does not make it easy when you dress.
Exactly.
True, because
It's
of
true.
the heat.
The heat and then the sweat and everything.
no.
Then
All right, so
Even the
let's take on this real life story, but then reenacted. A lady told us the story, and my people quickly rushed in. He and Christy and Glory rushed in. Watana also did, and they recaptured that story. Let's see it.
Fine girl. Fine girl. Spec, I got how far now? Yeah, you do. Everything now. How far now? I'm gonna take you home now. Fine girl. You know, fine girl. How's it going now? You gonna go? Now, sir, I tell you, I know even fine. Come out there. Aja Sanu, Aja Sanu, Aja Sanu, Aja. Good up.
Why you answering that man? I won't leave him. He's a madman. What happened? This same man, not less than 3 hours ago, I followed you. Can you believe that this man was catcalling me? Calling me his beg, his beg. Wait. Why would he do that? Do you this man? Do you understand? The audacity. Probably because of the way I was dressed. But what was I wearing? Jeans trousers. Why did they laugh?
Sorry, I'm
I believe
laughing.
it's
Sorry, I'm laughing. But you see correct Dave now. See that you say what you expect.
You be like, you know it's a quality. You remember that saying? The way you're dressed is the way you are dressed. Okay. Like now it's enter in.
Yeah. So next time if they waka, carry waka, yeah.
I noticed everybody here saying that's true. It happens. Well, if you must know, that was actually my story. I went out to jog in the morning, and a security man was assisting me and catcalling, and I was really angry. I came back from the walk and showered. I went out, passed the same place, stopped to buy something, and he was like, Haja, good morning, blah, blah. And I told myself, really, what we wear affects the way you're, appreciated or addressed by people. But I don't know, have we noticed that in spite of all of these things, forget that was a early morning workout experience, why do we still find ourselves, like some people will tell you, you're dressing, you're showing too much chuchu, instead of showing your chichi, there's no demure and all of that. Why do we still find ourselves, wanting to expose a lot of things in our dressing?
I really wish we had one or two really young people here, because
no, they're going to talk.
Okay, that's good. I have found that I've always been more conservatively dressed than otherwise, because I came from a home that really frowned on exposing your body a lot. So of course, as a teenager, as a young adult, every now and then, you push the envelope a little bit. But for the most part, I've always preferred conservative dressing. Now, even apart from being exposing your body or whatever, for instance, I have found that in times past, there was a time in my life when I really favored jeans. I'd wear my jean trousers and, throw a shirt on. That's decent. I mean, it's not like I'm not wearing skin tight, just regular trousers, throw on a shirt, because back then I was in the field a lot. Production, you want to be able to move. If there's need to run, you run. If you need to kneel down, whatever.
It goes back to what you said about being comfort where you're going to.
Comfort, being smart and everything. But you know what? Purely by accident, one day I was headed elsewhere, so I had to enter the bank rather resplendently dressed. And the treatment I got was much different from the kind of treatment I get when I walk in with my jeans and shirt. And it's the same me. And I was like, okay. Now, so from now, the day I leave the house knowing I'm going to the bank, I dress as if I'm going to church. From the gate, Madam, good morning. The security man,
you're coming to borrow money.
The reception people, even the people that want to loan you biro in the bank, you always forget your pen. The cashier herself, the way they will talk to you will be different from they won't be rude though, but they'll just give you one small extra measure of respect.
Exactly.
One day I was going for a wedding. I was going for the reception. I didn't go to church. I was going for a reception. I said, okay, let me pass through the ATM, get some cash to put in an envelope and give them, because I didn't buy a gift. Because I had the gele and the gold and the every. When I was going to the ATM, the way the security man there greeted me was different from the way they will always greet you. But that he followed me and opened car door for me joining.
Yes,
you see, it was because of how I was dressed.
Yes,
I could have been a riffraff in my reality. I do when I have small. When I have small denominations, I give it. If it's 1,000 naira, I don't. But if I have 500 naira, I will give you a tip. So he followed me, opened the car door and everything. I say, you see, and now you be this way go wear jeans the entire inside bank.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with wearing jeans to a bank. It's not indecent, but the reception is just different.
Different, okay.
Actually, somebody like me, as she just said, the family background matters. The way where you have been raised. Like, I'm a core northerner and a Fulani by tribe, and then the environment where you live doesn't allow you to dress like anyhow, especially if you have the kind of family you are coming out from. And also this, what she just said, I have a similar example when I was doing my remedials around 2006, somehow like that. I used to dress, I use abaya and use that small veil to wrap my hair. But it doesn't, like, the people, they are my classmates, some of them are the lecturers, things like that. The way she just explained now, that's what changed me to start wearing hijab. Because even if I would swear from morning till evening, most of them will say, I'm lying. You are not married. Why are you denying us? You are not married, you are not paying attention. They will be like following and pressing as if I'm just pretending I'm married. To the extent that I've started wearing hijab, some people would not believe.
They actually wanted to, date you.
Yes.
Because they thought you were single.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Then I will still carry my daughter then to school, because I don't want that burden, and that, like, it makes me feel uncomfortable in the class. A month ago, somebody was asking, Haji, are you married? I said, I'm married, happily married, with 5 children. He was like, for real? Are you sure? Say, I am married. I have to tell my husband. He was just like,
But your
what
dressing
happened?
is conservative.
That's what I'm
So I
saying.
don't
Some people
understand.
are like you just said earlier, some are he-goats, some are just like, they don't even understand anything. When a woman say no, it means no.
No, they always tell you that a woman says no, they actually mean
That means
yes.
yes.
You need to push them a little
No,
bit.
I don't.
And I'm telling them it's not like that.
I don't encounter
Even
such,
yesterday, my daughter
unfortunate
was
souls.
telling me she is schooling in Egypt. So she wants some things like, sometimes you have to dress like them. So she said she went there first time, second time, the way they gave her attention and, response, she was not happy. So yesterday, actually, she said she dressed like them. She used their clothes and she was speaking like them. They even asked her to sit, rest,
Okay,
and then,
very
yes,
good.
they gave her extra attention. They now said, okay, she should bring her parents' passport because she's actually an Egyptian. She's trying to deny her origin.
You see?
Because she's fair and she speaks like them, she dressed, so they couldn't comprehend whether she's
Why
telling
she's
the truth,
not.
that maybe one of her parents, maybe she's half caste, one of her parents is Egyptian, and she's trying to deny her origin. She said, no, she's a Nigerian. She must bring her parents' passport to prove that. You see, the way you dress, it's the way you are.
you be
Yes,
addressed.
that's
Totally.
No, but
Totally.
so, I have friends who are northerners. Most of my friends are northerners. 80% of them are northerners, and sometimes I've always wondered why they're covered up in Nigeria, and I have a problem when they're abroad. They're not covered up.
Yes.
I've asked that question so many times because I'm wondering why cover up in a certain environment and cover and dress a certain way. Because I just find that to be a bit, even the hair is not covered, but here the hair is covered. So sometimes I've wondered.
I think it's more of culture than
But excuse me.
environments.
But
than-
excuse me, I feel that if you're covered up in Nigeria, if you travel, you should cover up.
Yes.
Well, I have a slightly different perspective, and this is coming from somebody who really hates skimpy dressing, right?
Yeah.
When you are in Rome, do as the Romans, okay? So, there are parts of the West where she will go dressed like this and she will receive tremendous hate.
Okay.
She'll stick out as a sore thumb. People will come for her. They'll just fall short of where they'll get into trouble with the law. She'll be discriminated against. She'll be treated badly. You understand? So, for a person who wants to be smart and just fit in a little bit, I'm not saying that, religiously they are meant to cover up. But if it's going to put you in a place where you'll be messed up, it's best you
reduce it.
tone it down. I would say tone it down. There's no harm being wise.
Okay.
Be wise with the environment you are in. Yeah,
You know,
because- and even as we're talking about decent dressing and everything,
Yeah.
appropriate dressing also counts.
Yeah.
I can't wear this to the beach.
Yeah.
I cannot wear it to a disco.
Yeah.
I would look stupid.
Yeah.
So it's about using sense. If I'm in a Western environment, for instance, this is decent and everything, but I'll have a lot of people stopping to ask me, oh, where are you from? Where did you? And if I'm in a hurry and I want to get to where I'm going, I would rather blend in. So dress similarly to them without compromising my values.
Okay.
So for instance, a Muslim girl in that environment, I think that maybe you can have a smaller scarf to cover your hair and still dress reasonably
Decent.
Western,
Yeah, a lot of them do
without
that,
exposing your body,
They
But
wear
then again,
turbans a lot.
there are some who just, they're not doing it because they're erring on the side of caution. They just want to go wild and experiment with things that they can't do when they are here.
Okay.
So
It happens when it
It
comes to
happens.
religion.
Yeah.
Dressing matters,
Yeah.
especially Christianity and Islam. They've both the religions frowned against
Exposing your body.
exposing body.
That's
it
the
has
one
its
I'm
own
very
effect.
particular about. Cause
You know,
society-
I keep asking this thing. We're talking about dress code,
Yeah.
and I'm seriously trying to find out what's the ideal dress or code
Okay.
for the work environment?
You see,
because
sometimes
I see a whole lot
no,
happening
sometimes
within offices.
No, I think sometimes it depends on where you're working.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because civil service, everybody just wears anything that makes them comfortable.
With Ibuba,
Yes, as long as you're comfortable in them, I think that they are not particular civil service. But when you're in the private sector, that is where you have to look smart. That's where I noticed that they wear more skimpy bankers. They wear more skimpy. I've always asked somebody that, why is it that bankers tend to wear very short things? I said, what are you selling?
the money. Oh, selling.
Yeah, because sometimes I see their products. Well, because I don't get it. So I think it's where you work. When you do the oil sector, you find out that most of the people wear pants, they wear the trousers. So the thing here is that where you work, where you're going to. When I go to church, I'm amazed at what I see in church these days.
That thing scares me.
No, it scares me because when I was much younger, from Saturday, they're telling you, get ready for church. What are you wearing? Let us see what you're wearing.
Exactly.
And it beats me that I see some parents.
They actually come with their children just like that.
Yeah.
The parents the parents are even wearing the same
That's
thing.
what I'm saying. And that thing just, it's scary. Because if your kid can wear this kind of thing when they're with you, can you imagine what they're wearing when you're not there? It's strange. And that is why many kids tend to have big bags when they go out, or their rucksack. Because what happens is that they have a different outfit in the bag. By the time they leave home,
Yes.
they change their outfit.
Children,
And the thing here is that the role models and people they look up to, those are the things they wear. So I think most of them look at those role models and see that if they wear them and they're this popular, people love them. I think most of the time it's insecurity.
There's a lady I love so much.
Yeah.
And you see, she's not Nigerian.
Okay.
Michelle Obama.
Okay.
She's an epitome of beauty for me.
Okay.
And I have watched her over time, the way she dresses.
Yeah.
She comes out looking very elegant. She communicates class, and her choo-choos are not sticking out. They're all well modest. Everything is compact. Does it mean that there was something they used to say, less is more?
Yeah.
Has it changed by any means?
You will not find any woman who is genuinely in a place of power exposing her body.
Even when she was not, I said I followed her for a long time.
That's what
even before she was, my president's wife.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that when our young people are looking up to people, they should go and look at women who are in genuine positions of authority. None of them are skimpily dressed.
That's it.
From the Queen of England, who, God rest her soul, she has passed on, Princess Diana,
Okonjo-Iweala.
Okonjo-Iweala.
Yes,
it's rare. In fact,
she's always in her native attire.
Yes.
If anything,
I love that woman for
it's
that.
Prince Harry's wife that's pushing the envelope now and trying to, and I don't know why, I don't know what she thinks she's trying. There's Angela Merkel of Germany. That woman was the prime minister, or what is it, for how many years? In fact, she used to dress almost like a man.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Kamala Harris was forever in pantsuits.
Yes.
And you will not even see cleavage. So
Hillary Clinton,
all of them. No woman who is in a genuine position of authority exposes her body.
Not at
the
all.
people that are exposing their bodies are women who need to sell their bodies in order to make money, and they are usually entertainers. Beyonce, when she's on stage, when there was a video,
when she's outside the stage,
that's where I'm going. There was a video of her going to her husband's office and she was dressed, covered, everything was covered. She was going to the husband's office. She made a video of herself. Hey, I'm going to my husband's office. Covered. But when she's on stage, she's practically naked.
So
She's
yeah,
selling money.
Yes.
That's why
But
when
that's
she was
the
saying the
difference.
bankers, I said they are selling their products.
When somebody like Beyonce,
Actually, they attract customers using that.
or Cardi B, or Megan Thee Stallion, or whatever, when they expose their body, they make money. You are here wearing bomb shorts and going down the road to Meshai's place. What are you going to gain apart from the negative attention from men and women and everybody, in fact?
Even
Those ones, when they go naked, they make money. Mad money. Kim Kardashian is half naked with her 4 children because she's going to make money from that nakedness.
But when she's done, she
You
doesn't.
that is wearing bomb shorts to go to church, what are you going to gain from it?
No, they always tell the God, say, come the way you are.
No, you see, I had a
The
pastor.
idea is that by the time church enters you won't be coming that way
But you
anymore.
see, the thing here is that I had a pastor then that used to say, okay, 1 yard, after maybe the person is getting to hear the word, he does 1.5 yards. But you see, my problem here is, what is wrong is wrong.
Is wrong.
Do you know there are some people that even when they tell them, that mothers, when they tell, because we had some situation where we had to tell some mothers that, sorry, the way you're dressed was indecent, and she left the church. I think it's a two-way situation. I think sometimes it's not really good to judge for them leaving the church. But how do you continue when some people can't concentrate on the word because of the way you're dressed?
That is not judgment.
Well, see, the thing here is, I always used to tell people, why did I not like my parents' church? I was tired of, you have to tie your hair, you have to wear the clothes, you have to be so self-righteous. There's nothing wrong with that. But I wanted a church I could go and I could be free.
Ventilate.
Yeah, but you know what I always used to tell people? I cannot comprehend why people wear jeans to church. Sorry, you can wear trousers, but jeans? If you're going to see a president, are you going to wear jeans?
No.
But if you're going to see God, everybody just
Come
goes
the way
there
you are.
so
Yes.
casual.
So for me, I feel as if church is the place where people come to understand how they can be better. It's of, we have to pamper people's egos. How will they know what is right and what is wrong? It's already written there in the
They
Bible
already know
in black
before
and
going there
white.
that what they're
So
doing
maybe
is
it
wrong.
needs to be re-emphasized.
Well,
We are not saying you are a bad person because of how you are dressed, but this does not conform to the
To the
tenets or the
tenet of the
principles
church.
of this faith.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's
And
clear.
it is assumed that as you are coming, that message begins to sink in and people begin to see a change.
but what if you don't change?
If you don't change, that's between you and your God.
You know what
Because we
I
can
think
only
is-
see the outer part.
a lot of times, I think God is very merciful.
Yes, it is.
We go to his house and assume a lot of things and wear a lot of things that are not right. But at the end of the day, somebody just mentioned, if you want your president is far. If you want to go and see your boss and you're wearing the wrong thing, you will ask somebody, please, can I take your scarf? Can I do this? Because you want to wear the right thing.
I disagree.
And make a good impression.
I disagree.
Likewise me.
I disagree.
How?
Go to
There are
prayers
women.
place, you ask me for hijab, I refuse.
I think that there
You
are
know that
women
you want to
who-
pray and you're not carrying your hijab. So
You shouldn't even be shared.
No, the point I was trying to make was
Was-
going in to see the boss.
Okay.
I think women who dress intentionally half naked to go see their boss have an agenda. They're
Exactly.
not going to look for any scarf to cover anything. They know why they are
looking for
going there
soft
looking
life.
like that. They are not children.
Okay.
Yes. So they know.
that's
Now,
exactly the way you dress.
that
When
was
you
what
address-
they,
when-
yes,
when
I've
all
never
these
heard
bad people,
a woman half
somebody that-
naked entering her boss's office looking. She not knows in her office she they come the time when she leave her house half naked. She didn't know who she
Please,
was
have
going
you
to
people,
visit.
have you, I was watching, I don't know, some guys, especially Lagos, I don't know how they do it. I couldn't understand. All the boobies were out. All the boobies were out. And you're there, you're uncomfortable, because I noticed here was out. And sometimes I sit down, I wonder, I want the man to imagine what's in there. So why are you
idea.
showing him everything?
That's the real idea.
Yes, it's
For
wrong.
me, I wanted to say, oh my gosh. But everywhere I go, even in the hot sun, in the marketplace, The whole thing is out. And I'm wondering, what's gone wrong?
Everything is gone.
You know, you do your BBLs, you do your extras, forgetting that even to buy the bras are so expensive, so they can't buy
They got a bag.
Yeah, so you can't buy it, so you now
costly.
find out that you have to wear bras that are not, you're not
Fitting.
covered, it's not fitting. So everything is out. Then the one that kills me is the bomb, the slits. I go to some places, they're in the market, they're trying to price, and I'm seeing what I'm not supposed to see. It's depressing.
It's not
I
right.
don't know. The men are not changing for us.
Okay, why are we changing for them? Anyway, whatever we do, I know that there's always an embarrassing moment for every time one dresses wrongly. Some youngsters were able to speak to us and share their moments of ugly embarrassment
moments.
with what they were wearing at the time. Let's see it.
I recall going to the markets on a Saturday, putting on a short and a shirt. A lady just approached me. She was looking at me with so much disgust, and she approached me asking me if my parents saw me before I left the house, if they saw what I was putting on before I left the house. And then she just passed in front of everybody and she just walked away, you know, saying girls of nowadays. It was so embarrassing, but then again, I didn't let it get to me.
Okay, there's this day I went to work, like, you know, how like the outfit for that day, I was like, a fine girl, oh, make I go work. I got, I even started getting admirers from the road before I got to the office. And I got to the office, I was just walking, cat walking, you know how you came to work with like this very good vibes and the whole thing. I was just entering, then one woman I stopped me. Hey, where are you going to? Like, I'm going to my office. I was like, dressed like this. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was not like, why are you wearing party dress to work? And I was like the shock on my face, party dress. How? This dress is a dress that I wear to church. Like, if I can wear that dress to church comfortably, I don't see anything bad with it.
I've not really experienced much of it because to an extent I try to cover up in a trendy way, because my own thinking of cover up may not be other people's thinking of cover up. But honestly speaking, I haven't really faced much of an issue when I come out dressed, because I try to keep my fashion sense on a very appropriate level.
But when I went for a job interview, I never knew it was supposed to be a casual stuff that like. So on getting to the venue, I discovered my colleague. Yeah, I called them my colleague because they came for that same interview also. Everybody was putting on slippers and they just dressed and like they are doing some mini stuff within their house. But I was just too serious. I put in toy in my wear shoe. I borrowed the shoe that day, you won't believe that. So on getting to the office, the person to interview I just said, guy, you're too serious, so like look at the way you put in, you dress, stuff like that. But to my own surprise, I'm aware about 14 people that went for that interview that day, and all the faces I could still remember them till today. I discovered I was the only.
Actually had that guy's experience when I joined civil service work newly. We were told to come for a seminar workshop at the conference. So but my key word there was workshop. So workshop means we're going to be doing very practical things. So I wore my overall, that's this jeans overall, and that wide brim hat. When I got there, everybody was wearing suits.
Oh my God.
It wasn't funny at all.
No.
So luckily it was a 3-day event. So the next day I had to touch up my, suits and wore them to the place. It was
Me, I'm so particular about what I wear. And that's why, even with colors, if they tell me it's dinner, if it's, because, excuse me, they tell you black tie, and I see people with jeans, excuse me. I don't know. You see, when it comes to this country, our dress sense is, it's zero. They tell you that you should wear white. I just realized people are wearing black. You see, I don't, when it comes to dressing, maybe because of what I studied, and I always make sure that I go a bit, I like to look beautiful. I love colors as well. And I always used to tell people, my dressing speaks so much. It tells a lot.
Yes.
And I noticed that in Nigeria, when you dress properly, they address you so well.
Properly.
Yeah.
Now, you're a fashion designer, and I'd like to know, why is the trend moving a whole lot, towards body exposure, beyond what we've just discussed?
You see,
why?
like we said last, social media. If you're covered up, and that's why I said when I was growing up, when I was in school, I realized that when I go to parties, nobody used to chase me. And I used to say, but what's the problem? Somebody said, one, you're dark-skinned, and one, you're always covered up. So why do people do certain things? Everybody has his reason. People want to be exposed because you feel that if you're exposed, you have more attraction, from the opposite sex. And
but you wouldn't attract people that have substance.
my darling, what people do in the open is totally different to what people do in the closed doors. Because I realized that most people who condemn women who are exposed, I notice, tend to date women who are always exposed.
Date, not marry.
Well, excuse me, they still marry them, because I've seen married ones with their hobbies coming out and looking all skimpily dressed, all the body is out, and I noticed that, okay, like she said, entertainers, they're selling something, but the thing here is that they're making money to look that particular way, and most kids are on social media looking at who they want to be like, and they realize that they're not all covered up. Because I have had people who have attacked me that 24/7, they show that my nightie gets to my neck. It's like turtleneck. Why are you always covered up? So you see, the thing now is that I always tell people, when you're a plus size and when you're slim, what the slimmer person is wearing, I think a plus size shouldn't wear it. Because I see so many plus size wearing clingy clothes. You shouldn't wear clingy clothes.
Okay, now we talk about this now. We've laid a lot of blame on the Gen Zs, the millennials, and all of that. How do we begin to speak with our children to make them understand that less is more when it comes to clothing? You don't need to show off anything for people to appreciate you.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, first of all, usually when we talk about indecent dressing, we're automatically referring to women, because there's nothing skimpy a man will wear.
To show off,
there's nothing skimpy a man will wear that will make me, if I cast a second glance at him, it will be in disgust. But women have nice things, that people want to look at, and all of that. So usually when we're talking about indecent dressing, you're talking about the girl child.
Yeah.
And the first role model for a girl child should be the mom.
Yes.
I dress the way I tell my daughters to dress. Now, they are younger, naturally, so I concede, yes, you will want shorter hemlines and things like that. I concede to a mini every now and then, depending on where you are going. I concede to a little bit of cleavage, depending on where you are going. But when it's a micro mini that you bent over a little bit and I saw your undies, it becomes a problem for me in the house. When you tell me you are going to visit your friend who never comes to my house in shorts, but you want to leave my house in shorts to go and visit her in her parents' house so that they realize how useless I am, it becomes a problem. No, true. Yeah, because your friend that is coming to visit you in our house always comes nicely dressed, covered up. You are leaving our home half naked to go and visit that same friend. What impression do you think her mother her parents are going to have of the home you are coming out of? And that becomes a problem for me. So as a mother, you have to be the first role model so that you have a pedestal to stand on and speak. I cannot be half naked going out, maybe even without my husband, and then come and try to dictate to them. It's not going to happen. They may not answer me back, but they will grumble under their breath, and they will do it in their mind, tell them, after all, that is what you are also wearing. So the mothers have a part to play in that, knowing fully that young people tend to be shaped more by what they are seeing in the media.
True.
When I was growing up, my role models were people like Winnie Mandela, Mother Teresa. You know, I liked this woman, Golda Meir, first Prime Minister of, you know, Margaret Thatcher. You know, all these women, they are powerful.
All covered up.
You know, covered up. It wasn't even because of their dress; it was because of what they were achieving. Dora Akunyili, you know. Today, their role model is Cardi B that can hardly read, but is naked 90% of the time, and telling people how she was sleeping around when she was pregnant. And then the other role model is Megan Thee Stallion, that is simulating intimate acts on stage.
Changed.
So role models outside the home are practically non-existent. So when you try to speak, your voice gets drowned out by these other loud voices that are outside. But you just keep hoping that as maturity begins to kick in and they observe you, for instance, I know I look elegant covered up. I know I look classy covered up. If I'm going to the beach, that's when I'll consider shorts. But the shorts will not be bomb shorts for me. And maybe a tank top. But that's the beach. I'm thinking I will get wet. I will play with sand. I will fall in the water and things like that. So I am not going to go in a two-piece bikini with the thing going up my crack and things like that.
Okay. So let's hear from Hajia. Hajia, you know, from Muslim perspective, I'd like to know. I see a lot of young girls, 2 years old, you know, wearing hijab. They look really very, very cute. I don't know, how do we begin to inculcate that habit in the adolescent girl, in the early 20-year-old girl, because they wear these things when they are young. But when they grow up, university changes a whole lot. How do we make them understand that you don't need to be open, you don't need to be exposed to be valued?
Actually, the whole thing, I usually say whatever we see outside, we have to relate back from the home. Because as the saying, charity begins at home. You rightly said that sometimes you see small babies with cap, with hijab, as you know, sometimes you see them at the back of their mother and they're still carrying that hijab, and
it's
you
so
know,
cute.
Yes, and that's not actual even time for them to use it.
Oh,
yes, they are just teaching them. But it doesn't make sense. Sometimes the baby might not be like, the mother will back her, covering her with hijab. Then the mother will still use hijab, the heat and, you know, everything. The baby needs fresh air and she needs to because that time she doesn't even know anything. But as we go, by the time the baby is growing, you start using the cap, using the hijab, making it let her feel comfortable. It's not that you impose it on her, but you show her the value of using it. Because if really you are showing as if it's compulsory and she doesn't even know why, then at the end of the day, she will abandon it. Because she doesn't even know why you are telling her to use the hijab. Sometimes I used to tell them that, okay, you are supposed to eat with your right hand. That's what Islam says. Eat with your right hand. Why? Because the left hand is always cleaning, touching dirty, and the bacteria and other things can be harmful to you. So Islam separated. Use your right hand to eat, then your left hand to clean yourself, to touch things that are not supposed to be eaten. That's just the simple. That's just the simple explanation. But you find out that when you see your child eating with left hand, why using? You just punish.
Explaining.
And sometimes the parents don't even know why, because they are not educated. Islam is all about knowledge, learning and learning and learning. Like the use of hijab. it's stated clearly in the Quran. We should cover. Why? Because indecent dressing exposes so many harmful things in the society. Harassment, sexual violations, things like that. So Islam says if you are between you, maybe your father cannot look at you with any other eye apart from his daughter. If that father is a decent
That's what I was going to say.
I was going to
He
say
should
that.
not.
Yes, he's not supposed to.
That
So
are not
Islam
okay.
categorize like number of men that you can expose yourself in front of them. Maybe your father-in-law, your father, your husband, your brother, small boy that cannot differentiate between a man and a woman. Do we have them now?
No.
Yes.
Do you have them?
No.
Yeah, very small children.
No.
Even 2-year-old
As
can
the- as the-
comprehend.
No, it's the sexuality of it.
Exactly.
And
So-
so it takes a while for children to start understanding the sexuality.
difference.
They can physically tell this is a man, this is a woman.
Yes.
But it
So
takes a while for them to
yes.
understand why this person is a man and this one is a
So things
woman.
like that. So when applying the hijab, you're supposed to know, why am I even using the hijab? For what reason? Islamically, it's compulsory for a Muslim woman to cover herself. Not because you don't want somebody to address you in this way or that way, but because you are obeying
The law.
what
The will of God.
But
Okay.
the other way around, some people dress as we are discussing now. If I'm going to so place, I know the kind of caliber of people I'm meeting there, so I should dress it this way. Then if I'm going the other way, I should dress this way. So forgetting that the God that prescribed that law
It's the same.
is the same. He watches you here. He's over there. Wherever you go. So don't do it to please human beings, but do it because you are obeying the law.
The law of God.
Then those children, you train them from childhood. Tell them this is the importance. If you dress like this, you find out that, okay, you not attract so many people, because people will just see you as if you are not wise, you are uncivilized. See the way she's dressing. She's not. In fact, several times people look at me and they will tell you, Hausa women, because you are using hijab, they assume as if you cannot speak, you cannot comprehend right and
You're
wrong.
not
You're not educated. You are
I've
just,
seen, I've seen very educated,
because you use
nice
hijab.
speaking, hijab wearing women. They are talking, you're falling in love with them, you know.
That's it.
Because of their presentation skills. Joy, you know, I don't want to cut you short, but I'm going to enter your domain right about now. If you're ready, I don't want to mention it. Let her see it herself. When it comes to dressing up, Ankara styles are some of the best options to go with. They are chic, trendy, and most importantly, they are comfortable to wear. One of the best things about the Ankara styles is that they can be worn with almost anything you want, including the sneakers. Watch this lovely collaboration. The sneakers surely make that statement you desire. They are here to stay. On the formal suits, they are mind-blowing. Jam up the sneakers with your casual and further elevate your steeze. Colors are not a problem. Just slip into a pair and give your feet a cool, trending look. Lots of mindfulness, lots of modest demure. I said it. I mean, your environment. Camera, can you just get her leg for me? If you can get Joy's leg,
Can you get
beautiful.
my legs?
I said it. Now, why do you love sneakers so much?
You know, when we started this discussion, one of the first things we said about dressing was comfort. I won't lie to you, my knees are almost giving way. The size is not making it easy as well. So the best thing I have done is that I have different kind of sneakers in my wardrobe, and I won't lie to you, it's beautiful. These days, I've never worn it on a suit though, but like I always say, it's a must-have for everybody, male or female.
I love to wear them. Really, I know
You can't wear sneakers everywhere. You know, it depends on where you're going, what event you're going for. If I'm going to see, you know, in Nigeria, it's see how you dress is okay. You know, there are two things that we wear these days: the sneakers and the Crocs.
Yes.
The Crocs has taken over everything. Even in the hijab now, all my friends are wearing Crocs.
Yes.
You know, so that's why I'm trying to say that many people, I think it's just the comfort. The heels are gone. The doctors are advising us that we can't wear heels anymore because health-wise, that's why I think so many people are wearing it. And most people have gone traditional. So with traditional...
And it goes well with traditional.
It goes well with traditional. Before, I wanted to butt in something that I wanted to say about what we wear to certain places. I like to go to swim. And I realized that so many plus sizes are wearing bikinis. It's a no-no. They should just check. You have tankinis and sarong. So it's better because you see these things, people don't know, like you say, knowledge is power. Plus sizes, stop wearing bikinis.
Okay, that's a good one. They'll definitely pick it. And then I've never seen you on sneakers, have I?
Incidentally, my husband loves the look.
So why are you not wearing
It's been a thing. The kinds of traditional I have won't go well with sneakers. I don't believe that this will look good on sneakers.
No, it won't.
And then the typical Latampa skirt and blouse won't look good on sneakers.
But there's some lovely things you've worn.
Then the jeans look I usually have.
You stop them?
I don't do jeans as much anymore. I have more corporate trousers. So he doesn't understand that my pushback is coming from the fact that I don't believe the up will correspond with
no,
that's the main thing.
There's some lovely jackets I've seen you wear in the past. That can actually go.
We've reached a compromise where he buys me those flat shoes you see me wearing. He's usually the one who buys them for me because he has noticed that Divine is not going to bring out her money and buy flat shoe. That's why the fact that I'm actually not supposed to be wearing heels. I'm not medically advised against it. So I have. If you see me with any flat covered shoe, don't even ask. It's him that bought it. You see me with nice flat sandals, he's the one that bought it, not me. It's his thing. He likes the look, and plus it's good and everything. So I have those. But if I had my way, I'd always go for my kitty heels. That's my favorite look and everything. So those are the ones I go for. But if Oga is buying me shoes, he will go for the flat. He knows I don't like canvas. I don't like it. I find them uncomfortable. It's not even the look. I find them uncomfortable. They hurt my feet. They really hurt my feet, so I don't like them. But there's this very comfortable flat shoes. So he picks those for me. Thank you, guy.
Okay. Mr. Mom is really doing a good job.
He tries.
Ajay, what's your take on
Yes, actually, as she just rightly said, they have taken over. Even with Abaya now, they use sneakers, they use canvas, they use Crocs and other things. And the heels are actually fading away.
All right, so that's how much we can take on today's edition. We do hope that you've taken out one or two things. And if you haven't learned anything, just learn that less is more. People's curiosity, suspense is actually what drives a movie. If you see it all from the beginning, you don't want to watch. So it goes the same with your, style. And don't think that because you're wearing a loose clothes, your beauty is gone. No, I'm very much in sync with wearing things that are loose, and it makes me even classier. Code is code, and whatever you say, your freedom does not mean another person's freedom. Dress for other people as well, so they can ventilate. Ciao, ciao.
Bye.